24 days, guys, or 25, something like that. We're getting very close is what I'm trying to say until Marvel Spider-Man 2 is in our hands. The full game, guys, we're going to be able to experience the story, free roam around the expanded open world, try out the symbiote suit. I'm very hyped. And thankfully, Insomniac has kept us fed for the last little while now, since myself and many other creators and members of press got their hands on with Marvel Spider-Man 2. And today is no different. We got a ton of news to go over. We got news about Yuri Lowenthal and how long he wants to play the character of Spider-Man 4. We got more information about how specifically you can slingshot in this game. And then we got confirmation of a pretty fun feature that I'm looking forward to trying out myself. But hey, if you're looking forward to Spider-Man 2, if you can't wait to get your hands on it in 20-something days, scroll down, hit the thumbs up button. Let's share the excitement together. And okay, let's jump into this and first talk about Yuri Lowenthal, our voice of Spider-Man from the Insomniac games. He was recently interviewed on the Phase Zero podcast, which is hosted by the folks over at comicbook.com. And well, when asked about how long he'd like to keep playing the character of Spider-Man, Yuri Lowenthal responded saying, "I'll do it to my dying breath if they let me. I love working with Insomniac so much. Playing Spider-Man is the best. I also understand if at some point they're like, we're gonna have to switch gears, and I'd be like, you know what? I had a good run. Not everyone can say that they do what I get to do. Even if it ended today, I'd be like, I did that." And that's just such a good take from the voice of Spider-Man, Yuri Lowenthal, and I'm so glad that he loves it just as much as we love to hear it. He has, I think, for me, become the definitive voice that I hear in my head if I were to pick up a Spider-Man comic book today. And so the fact that he would love to keep playing this character essentially until his dying breath makes me very happy, and now I just wonder how long Insomniac would want to keep making Spider-Man games. We're all fairly confident that they're at least going to be doing a trilogy. We're going to get a Marvel Spider-Man 3 at some point or another, but I wonder, will they go beyond that? I'd understand, though, if they would want to stop at 3. But switching gears real quickly, you know, alternate suits is something that I know we're all very hyped about in Marvel Spider-Man 2. There's going to be over 65 suits to choose from, as confirmed by Brian Intihar, and we've talked at length about suits that we want to see in the game. Namely, I think the two that a lot of people are requesting right now are the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit, you know, the Andrew Garfield suit from that second film, but also more recently, Spider-Man No Way Home debuted a brand new suit for Tom Holland's Spider-Man during the final swing of the movie. And people have been requesting like crazy to have both of these suits show up in some way within Marvel Spider-Man 2, alongside as well for Miles, some Across the SpiderVerse suits. And although I know this probably means nothing and people got on me for just tweeting out just a little thinking emoji, the movie Twitter accounts for Spider-Man No Way Home and Spider-Man Across the SpiderVerse tweeted out the open world trailer for Marvel Spider-Man 2. This is obviously brand synergy because they are Spider-Man movies promoting a Spider-Man game. But at the same time, they are also Spider-Man movies that we would love to see the suits from those movies show up in this game. And although this is no confirmation that those suits will show up in some way, shape, or form, it's just interesting to point out that those movie accounts retweeted the trailer. So as a general note, I'll just say my fingers are crossed that we get the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit, the final swing suit for Peter as well, and then some Across the Spider-Verse suits that we saw from that film. Moving along now though, there is a feature in Marvel Spider-Man 2 we're all very hyped to get our hands on with, and that is the Slingshot. Now, when I got to play the game, it was to my understanding that you could only do the Slingshot at certain designated rooftops that have these landing strips essentially that tell you, hey, this is where you can do a slingshot. I was wrong. That's in fact places where you can do super slingshots. A regular slingshot is, as I was told, something that you can perform anywhere in the open world. And since I was able to confirm that, we've all been wondering how exactly that works. And well, an advanced senior animator working at Insomniac Games tweeted out and gave us a bit more details as to how exactly this can happen. Somebody asked them, is this a one-time thing tied to an event in the game, or will I be able to do that whenever? And they responded, whenever you want, from wherever you want. As long as your feet are on a solid surface, you can execute it. So there you go. Official confirmation in terms of how you can perform the slingshot from what it sounds like based on what this advanced senior animator working at Insomniac is saying. As long as your feet are on the ground, you can do a slingshot from anywhere. I have no idea what the button prompt is. I have never been able to perform this myself. All I was able to try out and see was the super slingshot, and even then, even if we couldn't slingshot wherever we want, I wouldn't have minded too much. There were plenty of spots that I could do the super slingshot on, and it's very satisfying to perform, and it adds so much to the traversal in the open world. And that's mainly because half the time when you do a super slingshot, if you pull out your web wings, there is almost guaranteed a wind tunnel nearby that you can just slip into and start gaining insane amount of speeds to travel across the open world. It's so much fun. Thankfully though, we can slingshot anywhere, and I'm really looking forward to trying that out once we get our hands on the game next month, and I can't wait to see, you know, how fast can we go with just a regular slingshot. And finally, we got some news about Coney Island in Marvel Spider-Man 2 and a feature that's going to be available when we're able to visit it, as it's a part of Brooklyn, a part of that expanded open world. I was actually really surprised to see how much traction this was gaining online and how excited people got over hearing this news, but I'm also glad to see it. It was confirmed by Jeanette Lee, who works over at Insomniac Games, who said, and I quote, "You can ride the Coney Island amusement park rides in Marvel Spider-Man 2. That's weirdly exciting news that I'm very much looking forward to seeing what the animations will be like. I mean, just imagine it. You're on a roller coaster, you're just some random civilian visiting Coney Island for the day, and Spider-Man wants to join you on the roller coaster. Clearly, Insomniac is having quite a bit of fun with the inclusion of Coney Island in this game. There's so many different Easter eggs and references to other villains in Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery, and then we may even see Quentin Beck, Mysterio, introduced during a mission where we're on Coney Island. If you want to know what I'm talking about, check out my breakdown of the open world trailer. But it's also such a testament to the amount of detail that Insomniac is implementing into Marvel Spider-Man 2 to even allow you the opportunity to go on the rides in Coney Island. It's not like it's a game changer or anything like that. You know, this isn't revolutionary, but it's still just a cool little attention to detail. It's just that fun little moment that you're gonna have visiting Coney Island for the first time and being like, oh, can I go on that ride? And you actually can. And I'm also wondering if there's gonna be any difference if you were to go on a ride as Peter or as Miles. I wonder if they have like a different animation or dialogue or anything. Also, not to mention, as a general note, we know that Mysterio is going to be in the game, and as I've mentioned in my open world trailer breakdown, which you guys should definitely check out, there is a Mysterium escape room on Coney Island. So knowing that Mysterio is in the game, does that mean that the Hydro Bench Easter egg or even the Big Wheel Easter egg could hint that those villains will show up in the game as well? I don't know, I don't want to get too carried away. And hey, tons of more Spider-Man 2 content is coming your way. I hope you guys have been enjoying all the videos that I've been pumping out here for this game. I cannot appreciate your support enough. It really means the world to me. And if you're looking forward to seeing some more content from me in the coming days and weeks leading up to the release of Marvel Spider-Man 2 on October 20th, then make sure you're subscribed and make sure you got those notifications on. And with that being said, let me now kick it to you guys. Sound off with your thoughts in the comments section below. First of all, are you hyped that you can go on the rides in Coney Island? And also, what do you think about Yuri Lowenthal's comments about how long he'd like to play Spider-Man? Lastly, how excited are you to try out the slingshot in this game? I want to hear everything you guys have to say in the comments section below. I've been Caboose, and I'll see you guys later.